I wanted to play one clip that we have listening in on President Carter. Here is the president in his own words.
I've just been talking about forces of potential destruction that mankind has developed and how we might control them. It's equally important that we remember the beneficial forces that we have evolved over the ages and how to hold fast to them. One of those constructive forces is the enhancement of individual human freedoms through the strengthening of democracy and the fight against deprivation, torture, terrorism, and the persecution of people throughout the world. The struggle for human rights overrides all differences of color or nation or language. Those who hunger for freedom, who thirst for human dignity, and who suffer for the sake of justice, they are the patriots of this cause. I believe with all my heart that America must always stand for these basic human rights at home and abroad. That is both our history and our destiny. America did not invent human rights. In a very real sense, it's the other way around. Human rights invented America. Ours was the first nation in the history of the world to be founded explicitly on such an idea. Our social and political progress has been based on one fundamental principle: the value and importance of the individual. The fundamental force that unites us is not kinship or place of origin or religious preference. The love of liberty is a common blood that flows in our American veins. The battle for human rights at home and abroad is far from over. We should never be surprised nor discouraged, because the impact of our efforts has had and will always have varied results. Rather, we should take pride that the ideals which gave birth to our nation still inspire the hopes of oppressed people around the world.
And Leland, I want to make sure you're still here with me because you said something, you touched on something at the very beginning of your comments of how he'll be remembered for his decency. I think it's fascinating when someone passes away, dies, goes to heaven, in Jimmy Carter's case, he was a very staunch evangelical Christian. You look at the best of the man or woman, and he had some of the highest approval ratings when he went into office, as high as 75%. And following his term in office, I'm sure you know this already, Leland, but for the sake of our viewers, Gallup polls showed him hovering around 70% of people had a favorable view of Jimmy Carter, that he was sincere, honest, and well-meaning. Will that continue to override any critics? I mean, his legacy, what will dominate his legacy when it comes to him?
It's a great point, and I think what you're getting at, not to put words in your mouth, is the idea of separating Jimmy Carter the man from Jimmy Carter's presidency.
Correct.
And those are two vastly different things. And I think we are right to point out the real decency of him. And in the next few days, he will be rightfully lionized for who he was as a man. And there's going to be a separate discussion about his time as president and sort of what he was able to accomplish and not accomplish during his time as presidency. But there is a universal feeling about him as a person. Now that also translates a little bit, because he, as a man, in the way he viewed the world, I think had some will say that faith and that core decency led him a little bit astray when it came to a realistic view as president of how harsh the world really was, and what America's place in the world needed to be. So there's going to be different parts to this, but as you point out in the hours after his passing, separating Jimmy Carter the man and Jimmy Carter's presidency is important, and we're going to see that over the next days. The pageantry begins.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.